What's going on, guys? Welcome back to Rambling Garage. Today we're taking a look at a stereo upgrade in our 2000 Trans Am WS6. Chances are, if you are an F-body guy, 4th generation, even 3rd generation, along with a multitude of other things, you have heard of Key Audio. Key Audio is run by, I believe, Ian Key. You see him on the Facebook groups. He's super helpful. He's been very helpful to me for the few questions that I've asked, and just really appreciate the help and the products that he offers. He has worked in collaboration, it looks like, with CVT Audio to make speakers that are paired to our factory stereos, factory amps, and really fit well in our factory locations. So I ordered this up about, I want to say a week ago. I think it got here in a few days. It was pretty quick to ship, and also noticed that I have upgraded sail panel woofers here, so thanks to Ian for that. I appreciate that. In the level 1 kit, you get the bazooka subwoofers. Level 2 gets upgraded to the CVT Audios. They are dual voice coil speakers, so you got to be careful of that when you're ordering. Just make sure you're ordering the right thing. But what I want to do today is go through the plans for this audio upgrade and share with you guys what we're doing, and then we're going to get this installed in our 2000 Trans Am WS6. I had a sail panel woofer go out, and if you look it up, those things are like 100 to 150 for a new old stock one, which means that the paper and the foam is just going to go bad again. So really, you spend 100 to 150, and you are halfway to this kit, which has brand new speakers. They're all like carbon fiber and stuff. We'll show you guys there. Just better material, better sound. Everyone that's ever used it seems to be happy, with the exception of people that get some rattles because they're installing in cars with old foam and stuff. So you do have to do a little due diligence there. That's no fault of the speakers by any means. So let me show you guys what we have here. My car is a low mileage 12,000 mile car, and I want to make this as factory looking as possible. And with that being said, I want to make sure that we are keeping the factory components, even though the one sail panel woofer is blown. So to do that, what I did actually is, in the front you have your speakers and a tweeter, and they have this little built-in crossover in the foam here. A lot of people that want to keep these factory are just snipping this off the end of the tweeters, and they are using the factory crossover and wiring. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to use this wiring, and I'm going to wire it into the tweeters that are that come with this kit. I believe in the box back here. We'll see. And I'm going to do this so that it looks like a factory install, using the factory brackets and the cups that come with these tweeters. So that's what these are here for. If anyone needs tweeters, let me know. I'm not going to keep these tweeters. I'm going to keep the factory ones intact and with wiring and everything. So if you need just the tweeters and you're cool with wiring on some leads to them, let me know. I'll send them over for the cost of shipping. I have them. We have some wiring harness adapters. I have another one. I got the factory adapters for the dual voice coils, and they're around here somewhere. So I gotta find those. Technically, there are only harnesses made for the front speakers, which I believe is one of these. This one, maybe? I don't even know what this one is. Yeah, this one. These are the ones for the front speakers. I'll put the link in the description below. The rear speakers have a little bit different design. I'm gonna see if this harness by Metra is able to be used. They just have a slightly different design on them, but I'm hoping that the prongs are in the same location so they can be used. If not, we'll be ordering factory harnesses, and we'll solder those just like we did the other ones so that they connect like factory. So we have some wiring harnesses. To make it look clean and make it look factory, just have some shrink tubing from Harbor Freight. We'll get it all cleaned up so you can't see solders or anything, and no bare wires are exposed. And then just this is 18 gauge, so it looks to be roughly factory sized speaker wire. Just to do some cleanup wiring here and there. Just some black and red, just like the tweeters, as you can see here. And the last part that I forgot to have laid out is the factory front speaker, I don't know, cups, mounts, whatever you want to call them. All right, I believe these are the rears. Let's see if they are. They're a, well, I'll just show you. They are they're a 4-inch two-way coax speaker, so they have the tweeter in the middle. You'll see later when we do it, we keep the factory tweeter back there. You don't necessarily have to, but no point in removing them, I guess, in my opinion. So we'll keep that back there. I'll show you what these look like. I haven't seen these yet, so I'm looking forward to it. Oh, I'm gonna need scissors. Nope. just a little 4-inch coax 2-way, and look pretty nice. So those will fit in the back in the like trunk hatch area. We got 2 of these. I should elaborate the WS6 speaker system. I want to say is, what do they call it? Is it 10 speakers? I think it is. They call it a 10 speaker system. You have technically 4 in the front. You have the woofer and the tweeter, so those are separate. And then you have, so that's 4. You have the subwoofers in the back sail panels. That's 6. And then you have, again, a woofer and a separate tweeter in the back, so that's another 4 for 10. So call it 10 speaker system, I guess. This is in theory going to bump that up too, because we'll keep the factory tweeter, but whatever. So these look to be really nice. The solders on and everything look good, so I like that. Ideally, we're just going to be able to clip on here. So those look good. And put those back in the bag and in the box. All right, I guess we're working from the back forward. So let's do the sail panel woofers now. All these are really well packaged. I like them. The boxes seem to be pretty well thought out, and you shake them, there's not a whole lot going on there. So it seems to be well thought out in the shipping category. So the woofers we have here are just some 6.7-inch cast-based woofers, it looks like, and these are CDT audio as well. So they are dual voice coil, so we do need that special harness to run them both. You don't really, but the plug off the car is like a 4-prong, and I can't find anything to replace it. So that's those. This I may need a little tape or little scissors for. Maybe. Success. Alright, be careful taking these out. They are, oh, that's nice. They have a plastic cover on them so you won't stick your finger through the cone or anything. That's nice. Just pulling these out. These are really nice. I've never used a woofer this small before. Those look nice. Little spring-loaded connectors back here. Those are nice too. All in all, looks pretty good. Magnet has some rubber around it, which I like. It just makes it feel a little nicer. That looks good. I'm excited for this. Just add a little bit more bass than we have from the factory. And these are the ones in the car that are currently making plenty of nice noises. So maybe I'll show you that before we install these. But those look nice. It's a pretty nice heavy magnet too. So I'm curious to hear how these sound. Yeah, looks good. I like it. So. Woofers, got 2 of them in there. Careful taking them out because the bottom of the box is it's not one piece, so it'll kind of fall apart on you. So just be careful taking them out so you don't damage the speakers or anything. All right, guys, and the last one, our front door speakers that are going to have tweeters and the factory crossover. Hey, bye. And yeah, let's check them out. Last ones. Again, pretty well packaged. They look to be packaged pretty similarly to the woofers there. These have, I'd imagine these are the crossovers. Oh, okay, so we got the tweeters in here. I think the crossovers are in here based on the picture. Fit my fingers in there. Okay, so these are going to be the mounts that we're going to use in the factory tweeter location, I believe. The little cups. So those will fit in like that. More in here. More cups. Yeah, okay, so there's a couple different cup designs, so that's good. That. Or maybe the tweeters are in the center box. What's in here? Nothing. Just a packing box. So kind of packaged the same as the woofers. So be careful with that box coming out of the bottom. This one doesn't look like it has that issue. That looks nice. Okay. Same thing, I got the plastic cover on there so you don't poke through the cone. I like that. Alright, so I had a question as I was opening these because we're using factory tweeter locations, and these are, you can either put the tweeter in the middle or you can do a remote install, or like a install it away from the actual speaker itself. So that's good. That center cover is there. I like that, kind of like the other ones. They do have kind of a, this one feels maybe a little more plastic, but maybe it's rubber. Yeah, they have like a rubber surround on the magnet, and yeah, nice cone, nice rubber there. These look good, so I like that. Looking good. So you don't technically. Oh yeah, because they have tweeters here, there. So here's the crossovers that come with. So we're not going to be using these. I was just curious where they were at. Both tweeters were in that box, so it makes sense that they're in the other box. So that is awesome. I'm so excited to install this. I'm not even like, I don't even listen to audio that much these days, but I just really, like, it bugs me that it's not working that much in the car. And if these sound as good as they look, I'm probably going to listen to car audio quite a bit more in that car. So that's that. I'm going to put this all back together. We'll see you guys out of the car. We're going to pull those door panels off, pull everything off. The install should be pretty simple, I think. And I think it's going to look good. So I'm looking forward to getting this all put in. Alright guys, it's been some time since I did the last video. Have all of our speaker parts down here, except for one of these harnesses. I lost one of them. So I have another one, should be here tomorrow, which is fine. We're going to start in the backs. So we're going to work on these guys. I haven't taken this out before. I'm pretty sure all you do is remove that centerpiece. I think it just pushes things out, and then you got a couple little flathead screws that will pop out. And we'll do the rears first. The rears are pretty easy. They're riveted in, so we got to drill out the factory ones, I believe. And I believe I have some rivets here. I guess we're going to find out. We'll get those put in, and then we'll tackle, I think, the sail panels. Those are the ones I'm nervous about because we're not taking the panel off. We're just pulling the speaker cover. So it is warm out though, so hopefully the plastic flexes enough to where it just pops right out, and we can replace those. Those are dual voice coils, as I said earlier. So we do need the special harness with the 4 wires technically. So enough of that. Let's pull this guy out, pull the panels out, and get started with the rears. Alright, just to give you guys an idea, you got push tabs in here, here, and then these lift up. So those are actually really snug on mine, but similar over here, you have, they're actually twists, so you just twist them to the unlock position, all 3 of them, and then again, pull straight up. So we're going to cut the rivets off of here, take the factory speaker out, and put the new one in and rivet it back in. I've seen people drill these out so they can rivet it multiple times, but I think we're going to keep it the factory way and just use 2 rivets. We'll see how secure it is. Alright, so I popped that screen off just to see what we got for rivet stuff here. So we're just going to drill those both out, and oops, should just pretty much fall through. Alright, so I got those drilled out. See, there's still one more for the tweeter. That's going to stay, even though we're getting another tweeter. They're a little short of hitting the factory holes, so I think I'm gonna center it in here and drill new holes, and then I'll get new rivets. I thought I had rivets. I have a rivet gun, but I don't have rivets, or at least I can't find them. So maybe they're in the basement. If not, I'm gonna go get some. I think that needs to go. It's pretty centered right there, so looks pretty good. and definitely an improvement over that guy. These aren't the ones I'm having issues with. I'm having issues with the sail panels, but do them all at the same time and benefit from it. So go figure out what rivets I need before I start drilling new holes, and we can go from there, I suppose.
Really, I love watching that one. This is for par at 12. I'm sure he's got one or two up his sleeve, I'm sure. Gotta be kept an eye for a day.
Alrighty, so I think 4 rivets was the answer, even though I initially said we were going to try with 2. Yeah, 3 of them perfect. That last one right there is not perfect, but it'll hold. So I think the rest of them look pretty good. And yeah, so we can put the speaker cover back on. We do have adapters. I got to make sure I use the right one here. I think that's the one. We're going to find out. So we're going to match the one that comes off of, maybe it's this one. I don't know. So we'll match the one that comes off of there. We'll make sure it looks right and get it all plugged in. Okay, so I got these, which are, they have 2 little ears on them. Can you see that? These ones only have 1. So I'm kind of hoping that these will work. They look pretty close otherwise. So we're going to find out. This car is only advertised to have front, the front adapters, so these will either work or they won't. If they don't, we're going to have to snip these or just find some replacements. So we shall see here, but we'll try them out. So I got to go into the white one. And they are plug and play. Perfect. So I'll put the links in the description below. They're not technically correct, but they are technically correct. So, alrighty. So over here, white to red, black to black. And then we can get it plugged in. We'll test it out. Alrighty. Done. A little luck, we'll hear that one crackle, but it doesn't seem like it's crackling right now. But everything is good back here, so we'll wrap up the other side as well and move our way on to the sail panels. Here we go. We can hear what the sail panels doing. She's junk. And everything's back together. So now's a good time if you want to recoat your plastics, because we just handled the heck out of them. A little bit of Aerospace 303 is what we're going to go with. But yeah, we'll take a little break and then move our way up to the sail panel speakers. And then the door panels. That door already has the staples fixed. That door is going to get the staples fixed while it's out. And then we're done. So this was the easiest one. Let's go do the harder ones. Alright guys, so jump forward a bit. You guys have already seen my video on removing the door panel. If you have not, I'll put a link in the description. But here we are. You got this guy is clipped onto the cardboard, and we got our tweeter there. So we're going to pop our tweeter off from the backside, and then we're going to flip around, and we're going to pop off the tweeter cover as well. So we're actually going to put the new tweeter on in this side, unlike, well, I don't know how we're going to get the previous one out at the moment, but I do want to note how that was tucked in here. That was just clipped, hard to see, but it was clipped on just like that. And I want to put it back together just like that. So off camera here, I'm going to pop this tweeter out. We'll figure out how we're going to get the other one mounted, and we can go from there. Alright, so we got the tweeter out. These brackets have little clips on them. Those little black pieces. So if you just get a trim panel tool under them and push it as high as you can and just pull up, they'll pop off. So you need to take all of them off. And then we should be able to take the screws off here and put on our new buckets for the new tweeters. So I think we're going to put the new buckets on, and then we'll put this back in. I gotta play with that a little bit, but I'll show you exactly what I do. And yeah, so get the new buckets put on here, get these put back in there. We do have to solder a new wire to this. This is in here is the crossover, so I solder a new wire to that for our tweeter, and then our actual speaker itself will just go right in there. Just drop it in place. I'm not going to pull that whole thing off. I don't need to. I'm just going to drop the speaker in. So let's do it. All right, so I have this side prepped to go. The way I lined it up is this the one that's the most bent on this side is going to be the bottom. So I lined up the cup with the hole in the back where the thing was holding the tweeter wire. I used a nut just to secure the cup on here and a little bit of blue Loctite. If you don't have a nut that you can use, they do come with these guys, and you can just trim those up to make it fit and to use just the like nutted insert part of it. So these are good to go. I'm going to pull the tweeter back out through because I made sure the wire fits. Everything's good. From there, I'm going to mount this back in there. Ideally, if you can get the tweeter out without having to pull this whole thing out, you can do that, but it wouldn't allow me to do that. So here we are. So I'm going to mount just this in there, get the cup in there, and then we can mount the tweeter. We'll get the crossover wired up and all soldered up and cleaned up and make it look factory. And then we'll swap out that speaker as well, and we can put it back together. All right, that's back in here. These are the clips that I was talking about. You just get the pry bar or the panel tool under it, and you just pry up, and they pop right out. To put them back in, I line them up and just push straight down with the screwdriver, and they snug right up. They're tighter than it was from the factory. So win-win. I'm gonna get everything wired here. We'll get the tweeter all soldered up and stuff, and tuck that back in. And then all we have left is that guy. So I'll come back to you guys when we have that guy in. The reason I'm not showing a lot is there's a very good video out there, and I'll link that in the description as well for the actual installation steps, but I want to give you guys a review of these, and we'll see how they are. All right, get her back together. Got her all, this is just electrical tape, but heat shrink the other side. I just forgot. So back together. I noticed this one is a little loose, so I'm gonna tighten that guy up, but we're gonna swap that speaker out. That is a 6mm screw that holds it on. So we'll do that. I'm trying to think what else I might have forgot over here. I don't think anything. I don't know if we dropped in some stuff here. If we looked at the other side yet, the tweeter. That's how it looks. So the cover that's in the dish there is just gonna go right over it. You're not even gonna see it, but we know it's there. It's there, I swear. So let's go get that one. Once that one's in, we can put the door panel back on, which I'm excited to do. The other side's going to be a little bit more intensive as we're going to replace all the staples. You see, I got zip ties in here. Oh yeah, I'm going to wipe my sweat off too. Yeah, so that looks good. It'll look good with the cover back on because you won't be able to see it. And I'm excited to get it back together. And that's all mounted up. You see we got some tension on these posts here. Use the screws that come with the speakers. They're long enough to actually bend the posts in a little bit, and I don't think we're gonna have any trouble with those breaking or anything like that. So we're all looking pretty even all the way around. No rattles or anything. No play. I'm going to loop this guy through this thing, but then should be pretty good to go. The factory one held on like right here. Actually, I think I can pull that out now that I look at this clip. So let me see if I can reuse that. We'll get that to sit right there and put it all back together. Alrighty, so I couldn't get the clip off the other one, so that's just gonna sit there kind of loose, but that really shouldn't be a problem as this thing is gonna sit. Where's it gonna sit? Like that. I don't think it's gonna rub or hit on anything. Got a pretty open cavity back there, so not too worried about it. I do have another plug and play harness, as you can see. I'll have a link in the description of that. So everything is going to remain or continue to be plug and play. So yeah, so we're going to toss this back in here. We'll take a look at it, mount it up in there, and then we'll put everything back together and test it, and then move on to the other side. Well, I'm getting ahead of myself, but the speaker's in there. I'm going to put everything back together here, and we'll do a little test play. Alrighty, we're back together. Best part, I saved it to do it with you guys. Push that on there. Here we go, back together. upgrade stereo, you can't even tell. I love it. So I just like to test this thing. This thing's a pain. If you get it in there and you can't get it, like you're trying to hook the rod behind it, just push it straight back and it pops in. Okay, we're done. It's dark out, 4th of July night here, if you hear that. I need to do the other side yet. I'm gonna wait until tomorrow because it's closing in on 11:30. But we're back together. We got all our stuff in there, and everything's looking pretty good. These are leftovers from holding in the old speaker. We use new hardware and the tweeter, and then those are from the new brackets that I have. So looks good, I think. We can do a little sound check here. It'll all sound the same for you guys, but all right. Alright, panel is off. Tweeter there again. We can see the staples here, so we're going to pull those out off camera. Again, link is in the description if you guys want to see how to do that. It is pretty easy, it just takes some time. So you can pop those out and put some zip ties in. So we'll do that. I'm going to do that inside, and we'll come back and finish up the rest. Alright, passenger side is back together. And do the honors together on this guy again. There we go. You can't even see that there's a tweeter or a speaker in there because of the way these are like cloth backed. So it looks completely factory. We do have the sail panel yet. I'm waiting on USPS to get their act together so we can put that in, but I'm going to pull the old one out. So then tomorrow when it hopefully gets here, I can just swap it out. So feeling pretty good. All in all, went pretty well. I'm glad I got this door panel done, so that we don't have to worry about that cracking in the future. That one was already done, as you guys, I think I showed you guys. But yeah, so looking good. One more sail panel sub, and then we can try this thing out. We can technically try it out now, but I want to try it out with the full experience. So we'll see when we get that that harness in. All right, guys. So new sub, old sub. One of the things you're gonna notice when you pull this out is that it has a cardboard backing. This takes up space, as you can see where the mounting tabs are. It doesn't take up a whole lot of space, as you can see there. So what I've been doing is this little ring, if I can pick it up. This little ring comes with the new sub, so I've been putting it on the back. It should be thick enough to make up for that amount of space that's taking up by the mounting. So that should allow to seal this a little bit better on the back side. So just waiting on our harness. Again, I don't want to cut these because I want to keep everything factory as well together as possible. I had to go against that because I messed up a tweeter, but we're not going to talk about that. So yeah, everything is just about done. Just wanted to note that, and we'll wait until we get that harness in tomorrow. Alright, got my new harness on, got it in there. That's how they look like they should. So we're just gonna put the cover back on here, and then we're gonna let's do a sound check. Back in here, the thing I love the most is, like, obviously it just looks factory. We have all our covers here. You don't see any gaudy looking speakers, nothing like that, so we look factory. I'm gonna try and do a sound check. I have a feeling that YouTube is gonna demonetize this, since this is only AM, FM, and a CD. I can't do a whole lot about that unless I somehow burn a CD and have some like royalty-free music, which I don't have. So let's see what we got here. All right, guys, so we got all the speakers done. One thing I'm noticing as I'm playing, this one is still crackling, and I don't think it's because of the speaker. I think I either have something wrong with my amp or this head unit, which kind of sucks. After all that work, technically I didn't have to do it, but I can tell that these speakers are a vast improvement from what I had in here before. The bass response is so much better. The highs and the mids, they're just more crisp, and it sounds a lot better. So to replace the entire speaker setup with better speakers for essentially double the price of one of the sail panel subs it's a pretty good deal. And again, it looks factory, which is my favorite part. It all hides behind the factory speaker grills and everything, so that's pretty awesome. So this one I got to figure out. I really don't think it's a sub that's got issues or the speaker that's got issues. I think it's something else going a little wonky here. So we gotta either look into the sub or send this head unit out to get rebuilt or something. I really don't want to do that because it's like brand new and I don't want to pull stuff out of here if I don't have to. But no, it is what it is. Stuff sits for a while, stuff gets old. It just kind of happens. So yeah, guys, that's kind of what I got. I want to thank you guys for watching. I want to thank Key Audio. I want to thank Key Audio for sending this stuff out, giving us the level 2 subs in the back, and just thank them for putting together a nice package that works really well in these cars and sounds good, with the exception of this guy. But that's not a sub issue. That's something's going on back there. So a little frustrating, but we'll get it figured out. We'll get new parts ordered and we'll get them put into place. But yeah, that's all I got for you guys. I want to thank you guys for watching, and hope this helps some of you guys understand how good of a system they have over at Key Audio and how easy it is to put in. It's really not that hard. You take your time. It takes a little bit of time, but I'd rather take time and do it once and not have to do it twice. So that's what I got for you guys. Thanks again for watching. See you guys in the next video.